What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? So, there's a guy I used to watch on YouTube called Leonard Banks. Now, this man was my god. Was my, I don't even actually, I'm not even joking when I say this. He was like my god. I watched this guy, I listened to him for months when I started my journey in the lockdown. I listened to every word of his when it came to getting me through the flat line or all of the problems that I would encounter. He talked about it. He talked about the intricacies of the human behavior that you go through when you're letting go of addiction, changes in your mental, your physical, your social, your emotional. This doesn't get talked about a lot in this community or people that are on this challenge. But I think because he's not here, he's deleted all of his videos for some reason. I think he's going to do a comprehensive video or something, I'm not too sure. But I talked about him a lot in the last few years. I would always mention his name, Leonard Banks. I'm going to shout out again, Leonard Banks. What a guy. What a guy. Thank you for everything. Everything. You have no idea how much you helped me. I would have your videos on when I'd be going to sleep. I'd have your videos on when I'm going to sleep, man, because I knew that the temptation would come in the night after I've gone to sleep. After, because that's how I would do it back in the old days. It was, my subconscious was so imprinted with PMO that an urge would strike me after 20-30 minutes of going to sleep, and I would immediately reach for the phone and just begin the business. And that's still happening today, even though I've quit this stuff for 2-3 years now. Even today, 20-30 minutes after I go to bed, the urge is there and I find myself reaching for the phone. But I wanted to kind of go into that a bit because I'm really far along the journey and complacency is kind of setting in a bit. It's like, well, what's a peak? What's a peak gonna do? What's a little relapse gonna do? It's not a big deal. And true, one relapse isn't a big deal, one peak isn't a big deal. But I'll tell you what happens when you do the peak and you do the relapse. It's gonna lead to another. It will. It always does. There's no just looking one. There's not just one off. It's gonna be another and gonna be another. And look, here's the reason why I got started on the journey, right? I got started on this journey because until I was 24, I didn't have well, that's not a lie, I had a sexual encounter before, but I never had sexual encounters before my 20s, let's just put it that way, because I was so introverted and addicted to porn. Like, I had no interest talking to girls. I had no interest liking girls or talking to girls or having a good time around women. I didn't care. I only cared about porn. I only cared about, I was gonna say video games, but not even that. It was just porn. And obviously I was a human being and I had intimacy needs. So obviously I was depressed about that, but I didn't do anything to change my situation. I kind of just did blame women or look at women and say, oh, you're superficial in this bullshit. But in reality, I had no idea how to relate to women as a human being. I had no idea how to talk to people even. So when I got rid of that stuff, when I got rid of PMO and I got rid of my addiction and all this stuff, my whole life did a 180. Whole life. I'm not exaggerating. My whole life. Immediately, a renewed sense of confidence and self-esteem came out of nowhere. I don't know why. Was it placebo? I don't know. I just felt great. I felt like the day could be attacked with some new vigor, with some new alertness, with some new focus. And all of a sudden there was strength in my words. I believed in myself just a little bit more. I found women more attractive. Everything seemed more attractive. Everything seemed more appealing. People, I could really see people now. I wasn't seeing them through the veer of my thoughts and my insecurities. I could really see human beings now for who they were, and it was beautiful. I'm never going back. Never going back. Everything about my life has changed. I take my goals seriously now. Like I take them seriously and I work towards them. I take action towards them. I don't just say, oh, I'm gonna do this. I actually do it. Like I said, I was gonna compete in boxing. I've been attending a boxing session at least once a week for the last 6 months. I've not even missed one. There was one week where I missed one. I think it was because I had an illness, like I was severely debilitated. But I mean, the moment I had any willpower left in me, I went straight back to the gym and I went straight back to the boxing gym. No second guesses about it, right? When I said that I was going to join the military, I did. I sent an application in and I've been training non-stop for the last few weeks. Could I train more? Absolutely. Could I train in more intensity? Yeah, sure. Of course I could. But the point is I take my goals seriously, whereas before I'd say I want to do something, but I'd never do anything about it. Never took any action. I didn't believe in myself. But now I do. I've got a little bit more self-belief in myself. And here's the thing, right? I never sought out sexual encounters. I never sought out friendships. I never sought out any kind of intimacy with anyone. I don't just mean this with girls. I mean this with like friends as well. I never had any of that. My family, my brother, my mum, I never had any of it. I didn't have any intimacy. I was just a robot. All of that's changed now. I've become a more honest person. Does that mean I don't tell the odd white lie? Of course I fucking do. I'm a human being, Jesus. But I'm a lot more honest. And when it comes to the things that matter, I'll say the truth. Because I know that my integrity and my word is everything. And if that's compromised, then that's me as a person that's compromised. It's not a good feeling. I'm a hell of a lot more grateful. Hell of a lot more grateful. And, you know, the most important one is I'm a hell of a lot more confident in myself. I have a hell of a lot more self-respect for myself. Like, if I don't meet my standards, I'm very harsh on myself now. I mean, I used to be harsh on myself before, but again, I didn't know what to do. But now it's like I'm always seeing a way out. I'm always seeing, okay, well, you know what? It's happened. Moving onwards and upwards, right? You truly become the priority in your life. You truly see yourself as number one. You are the number one captain of your ship, the number one champion of your soul. Yeah. These are just some of the things that you will experience on your journey. And it does get better because you realize that all those years you were destroying yourself, you know, completely rotting away your brain and conditioning your body to all kinds of terrible stimuli, and that then goes into your mind, and mentally you're regurgitating all kinds of very lobotomizing mental patterns. Of course, modern people are going to say I'm being a Christian or I'm being religious, and I'm saying, look, if you're constantly indulging yourself in the quick fix, the easy way out, what are you doing to your brain? It's the opposite of mental strength, isn't it? It's mental weakness. And then you wonder why people are mentally ill. I mean, I'm not a doctor, I'm not going to go into that. But I'm just going to tell you my experiences and talk about my experiences and what I've gone through. And maybe it may help some of you. You don't know, right? One day you may hit someone. So I'm going to shorten this up a little bit. To any gentlemen out there, or women as well, if you're doing this, this little journey. If you're going for this and you're starting to have any doubts, you know, you're so many days through 8, 9, 17, 20, 100, 500 days in and you're having doubts. I'm not 500 days in. Well, I might be actually, I don't know. But if you are having doubts, I'm just going to tell you that your life, whatever doubts you're having now, like your brain's telling you this, whatever, right? Oh, I'm going to be lonely forever. And, you know, oh, I'm never going to get a girl as hot as, you know, I'm lonely. Whatever your brain's telling you now, it is mental weakness. Okay? Like the doubts, mental weakness. A doubt is mental weakness. If it's not actionable, if it's not constructive, if it doesn't help you, it's mental weakness. If you allow this thought to dominate your thoughts, you are giving in to mental weakness. You need to control your mind, meditate, Listen to people, either me or other people, I don't care. But listen to people who are going to facilitate mental strength. Go start working out, start doing walks or runs in the morning, start waking up earlier, start taking cold showers, even just for 30 seconds. And the reason I say it has nothing to do with any machismo. It's just getting used to doing difficult things. That's it. Get used to doing difficult things on a bit by bit basis. Because if you don't, the self-doubt will happen is it will take over, because the self-doubt will only grow when you're in your comfort zone. If you're not in your comfort zone, you don't have any doubt because you're doing shit. You're moving towards your goal. But if you're in your comfort zone, all of a sudden the doubt can be there because you're in your safe space. And when you get on NoFap, you are going to have the greatest doubts of your life. Amazing, right? It's going to be insane. The flat lines, the withdrawals, the psychological warfare that your brain's going to throw at you. It's insane. Because that's what PMO is. PMO is a massive comfort zone. And you were hiding in that comfort zone for years. Now you're getting out of it. Well done. Well done. Well fucking done. Pat yourself on the back for even choosing to do this. Now be a warrior. Trust me, the goodie is there. The goodie is at the end of the tunnel. Believe me. Alright? I'm here to say to you that 3 years down the line, almost, I think, I can't really remember the exact date I started. I know I started this channel a year ago, so probably was only 2 years ago. It probably wasn't 3 years, actually. It's probably 2 years now. But 2 years down the road, I'm a completely different man. I've learned so much more, and everyone's journey is so unique and subjective. That's the thing, right? It's going to be so unique to you, and you know, it's not just going to happen by itself. Of course, you're going to initiate parts of it, but at the same time, NoFap is the driving force. So your life will get so much better. I'm sure you've seen my transformation on this channel. I post pretty much every week. So you have seen what I've been like all throughout this journey. My voice, the way I talk to you, what I talk about, how I communicate it, all these things are gonna be very self-evident, and I hide pretty much nothing. I'm very vulnerable about my life. So this is a vlog channel at the end of the day. So again, I'm not putting NoFap on a pedestal and saying it's gonna solve all your problems. No, you're gonna solve most of your problems, but believe me, NoFap's going to be the kick of the backside, and it's going to be like the rocket fuel for this shit. So yeah, stay strong, man. You got this. In a bit.